And we're live. We're here. The Underdogs. They won last week. The Underdogs were winning. Our bets got crushed. But I got Coach Jeremy here and results from the model to try to regroup and figure some stuff out for week 5 in the NFL.
That's right. Got a little baseball action going on for tonight. I'll keep it clean and won't say what I want to say about Boston. But let's get right into it. Starting with Thursday night, 49ers Rams. Personally, I think this is an easy one. Rams are playing great football. Could have pulled off the win against the Eagles if it wasn't for a blocked field goal. 49ers just said Purdy's not playing. Their top 3 receivers are all out. Their tight end is still out, and they're banged up on defense. And the 49ers have just been squeaking by all season. The fact that they're 3-1 is got to be a great head coaching job by Shanahan. I know he gets killed a lot, but I like the Rams to win. It is a divisional game. 8.5 points is a lot. But I do like the Rams to win because I don't think the 49ers offense is going to be able to keep up with the Rams. So it's going to come down to how well the 49ers defense can serve.
Rams win.
Yeah.
Rams win, covering 8.5 points.
It's a lot. I mean, I would like to say I feel like they could, just because I don't think Mac Jones is there with no receivers and no tight end and just Christian McCaffrey and light the world on fire. It's kind of
this is like this is a recurring theme that the Thursday games are win but not cover. Also, the model is always taking the other side of your picks on Thursday.
The model does
after
the starting tight end, all 3 starting receivers.
Yeah, the model has no idea. It thinks the 49ers, but what's funny is like the 49ers haven't been playing terrible, even though they've had these injuries. The model's confused.
Like Cardinals and Seahawks, they're still fraud or
yeah.
I'm not sold on them just yet.
So I
want to say the same. I can't remember, but
we don't have a clear bet for Thursday. Like, it'd be nice if the model and you agreed and it's like easy, whatever, Rams cover.
I definitely
it's not. So we got to get clever. How do we get clever? Because it's fun to have a bet.
Any parlay for sure.
Yeah, Rams win.
I would probably take them to cover because I think the Rams offense is clicking. But again, it's a divisional game, and 49ers defense, maybe they can show out a little bit, but I don't expect much from the 49ers.
Maybe we gotta get clever before I post Thursday and come up with a bet.
Yeah.
All right.
So Vikings Browns.
Next.
All right. So the Vikings long road trip. They just played over in Dublin against the Steelers, and they did not look good for 3 quarters until Tomlin does what Tomlin does. He's the only quarterback I know that when you have a 3-score lead, you just take your foot off the pedal and let the other team come back and make it a game because you rely on your defense too much. With that said, I think the Vikings being on the road this long has to have some kind of effect on them. They're not in their normal routine. The Browns are starting Dylan Gabriel, but I love the Browns defense. And I really like the Browns defense versus Carson Wentz. He's an immobile quarterback. They're going to have to triple team Myles Garrett if they can get creative with some blitzes. I think the Browns can really keep this game close, possibly win it. So I would take the Browns with the 3.5. Like, I'm not sold that the Vikings are gonna be able to do, beat up on the Browns like that. I think the Browns could do well against the Vikings.
Interesting.
But it's more Cleveland's defense versus Wentz is on the road in an unusual setting in London. If we're iffy on this one, you could stay away from this one. Maybe I'm betting more, not towards a bias, but I just like the Browns defense in this game versus the Vikings for some reason.
Yeah, maybe
not a mobile quarterback. He's going to be stuck on a spot. And when you're stuck on a spot, the defense can get to you.
All right. The model's out of alignment, has the Vikings crushing. It doesn't. Where's this game? This game is in London?
Yeah.
Or, who knows? Those games are always weird.
The X factor is Dylan Gabriel is much more athletic than Joe Flacco. Flacco,
is that like
savvy vet, but Flacco can't get away from a sack to save his life. I wonder if Dylan Gabriel is going to do like what Jackson Dart did for the Giants. Like nobody had the Giants beating the Chargers.
right.
That nobody has tape on, and he's making his first start, and he wants to, and he played amazing football for his
Yeah,
first.
the team's gonna play good for
Yeah,
them. They're
So I maybe we see a little bit of that from Dylan Gabriel, because Dylan Gabriel knows right over his shoulder the Browns are getting pressure to put Sanders in. So Gabriel has to play well. If he comes out and lays an egg, it's not going to help. So
okay.
if you
What's
want to
next?
on the money
Oh,
line,
what's that?
if you want to take the Vikings on the money line, cool. I don't know. I don't know about covering because I like the Browns with the points, but if you like the Vikings money line, I'm okay with that as well.
You're okay with Vikings money line?
Browns are starting a rookie.
Okay.
So all right, this one should be a no-brainer. Raiders and the Colts. Okay, the Raiders have a bottom defense. They're not playing really good right now. The Colts, I think they're for real. They're scoring 31 points a game. They're number 3 offense in the league. Jonathan Taylor's running all over people, so he should shred the Raiders defense. Daniel Jones is Danny Dimes, man. He's not losing them games. And I wouldn't really call him exactly a game.
He's like number 1 QBR quarterback through the season.
But he's making the throws he has to make every time he has to make them. And here's the thing. He's got an amazing security blanket. That rookie tight end, Ty Warren, is probably leading offensive rookie of the year votes in my mind. Like, that's who I would pick. Him or the wide receiver from Tampa Bay, which we'll get to later because he's got to carry the load this game. But I like the Colts. I think the Colts are for real. I think the Colts are going to win. I think the Colts are going to cover. They're minus 6.5. I see the Colts winning by a touchdown. What does the model say?
Yeah. The model has Colts winning by 8 and winning pretty well. There's a few games that only wins by 6, but yeah, I think Colts the covers. Decent bet there. All righty.
I wasn't sold on them after 2 games.
Yeah, they're growing on you.
Even 3 games. But you know what? I've watched them enough. And on the Sunday ticket, I've been watching some of the Colts games. I'm telling you, Jonathan Taylor looks like Jonathan Taylor from like 3 years ago. So, yeah, I like them. And their defense is fast. The Colts defense is fast. They're really quick. So good, Colts.
All right, what's next?
I will say this: going to the Colts Steelers game. If Danny Dimes is going to trip and fall on his face, come on, baby, be in Pittsburgh when he does. When he finally looks like the Giants, Danny Dimes, Danny Nichols. I needed to be in Pittsburgh. All right. Here's a game where it's like, I think only these teams will be rooting for it, is the Giants Saints.
Okay.
I think the little flash you got from the Saints last week against the Bills was more the Bills not coming out hyped up, ready to play because they're like, oh, we're playing the Saints. But once the Saints kind of punched them in the mouth and the game was close, and at like close to halftime, the Bills just flicked a switch, and then I think the Saints maybe got a field goal after that. The Bills scored like 2 more touchdowns, and it was over. I like the Giants. I know Malik Neighbors just went out, but I think Jackson Dart's got something there. I think he continues, and I think you're going to get a really heavy dose of Scatabo. I'll take the Giants with the 1.5. I would even take the Giants on the money line. I don't like the Saints. They have their offense, for as much speed as they have, with number 22, Shaheed, I think is his name. I think same name twice. Chris Olave, Kamara is, he's not the Kamara of old, but he's still a savvy back. They're just not getting it done. They're not putting it together. I know Spencer Rattler has a lot of passing yards. He's like up there and I think he's like top 5 in passing yards. But I think that's because they're always losing by so much, and in garbage time, he's just collecting yardage, right? But the Saints have five offensive linemen on IR. 5 of their offensive linemen crews on IR, and you're going up against a Giants D that I think is legit. With the Giants front 7 is legit. I'm not saying they're the NASCAR of old Giants when they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl twice. But I really like the young, fast Giants D line against that beat-up Saints offensive line. So I think the Giants can win. I think the Giants can beat the Saints. They're going to build on what Dart did last week. I think they're going to rally behind him. And Russ is going to be put on the sideline watching Dart cook. So,
yeah, I'm looking at stuff. This is like, I mean, it's funny coming off a week where the model was like 20% against the spread, like it sucked ass. I'm like second guessing all the picks, but the model likes the Saints. It is like out of touch with reality. By this point in the season, the model is weighting the current season's games. But anyway, so it has the Saints winning in this one by 4. But as an NFL viewer, it feels like the Giants have all the momentum. The Saints haven't won a game yet.
The Saints are a favorite at home, but remember they're only 1.5, which basically tells you that the Giants are actually the favorite. Because when a home team's not getting at least 3 points, they're not really
right
favorite at home.
Yeah, and I mean the Giants just seem like the better team. So I wish the model was in alignment so we can make this bet, but I don't know. It sees something going on in the stats there.
Maybe
all right, what's next?
It's money line and underdog.
Yeah, we'll figure.
Maybe
it'll be an interesting week,
right?
All right.
Take a look at that and see what maybe the Browns, Giants, and another underdog we might pick can do. Cowboys, Jets.
Yeah.
All right. This is what I don't understand about the Jets. I thought the Jets last year had like a really good defense. I did. I thought they had a good defense, and they started coming around more at the end of the year when Rodgers got a little bit more confidence on his foot. And people forget that Rodgers' numbers last year for the Jets were better than Mahomes and better than some of these big-name quarterbacks that everybody likes. And their defense was keeping them in games. But now their defense is horrible. I mean, their defense is giving up 30 points a game. 30. I think the Jets should just keep doing what they're doing, which is keep losing and go for that number 1 pick. And let's see if they pick another Zach Wilson or another bust quarterback. Or maybe they can finally get it right. Who knows? But the Jets are 0-4. Their season's over. They're not catching the Bills, and they're not making the playoffs. So if they were smart, I don't say tank, but, just keep losing games,
Yeah.
One draft pick will be there for you. And the Cowboys, they showed me something. I'm not a Cowboys fan by any means, but they showed me something last week. They showed heart. All the hype was around the Cowboys defense being decimated. And here comes Big Bad Green Bay with Micah Parsons. And the Cowboys, they went round for round. That was like a heavyweight battle, round for round. Each one was throwing a punch and taking it, and the next one was throwing a punch and taking it. And even without CeeDee Lamb, the Cowboys were able to put up 40 points. So the only thing the Jets could do is if Sauce Gardner travels with Pickens, but that should just open it up for other guys. And the Cowboys do have some other playmakers they can use. So I like the Cowboys to win this game, and I like them to cover. They're -2.5.
All right. Cowboys to win, Cowboys to cover.
They're the number 1 offense in the league. The Cowboys are putting up
number 1 offense, last defense. So it's like fun, entertaining football to watch.
If you're going by numbers and statistics and trends, like how do you not take the number 1 offense versus a defense that gives up 30 points a game? Like that's
yeah.
There's nothing the Jets are showing me that make me say, no, man, Jets, they definitely got
right.
it. Yeah, maybe if the Jets were playing the Panthers. I don't know.
All right.
Who the model?
We'll go through quick for tomorrow because I mean I really am going to rerun this and see what's going on. But it's got the Jets by 1 point, so it's predicting a close game. It does.
The Jets are at home, but again, that's I like the Cowboys. So okay, let the Cowboys come out and lay an egg, and Dak just plays like ass. The Cowboys should win that game.
All right.
Broncos at the Eagles. This is a very interesting game. I will preface what I say with I'm riding with the Eagles until the wheels fall off. Like until they lose, until somebody shows me they can beat Jalen Hurts. And I say Hurts because it's not the coach. Like I'm sorry, not the coach. I'm giving this credit. I know Philly's starting to come around to like his quirky attitude and fake tough guy, whatever. But it's Jalen Hurts, man. That guy just wins. No matter where he's been in his career, from high school to now, all he does is win. The Eagles, though, have been in a lot of close games. They're only winning by an average of 4.5 points per game. So with the Eagles, it's -3.5. So they're kind of teetering right on that what they win by, right? The Broncos come in with 2 losses by a combined 4 points, right? So the Broncos have been sneaky good too. And Nick's kind of started off rough, but he's kind of finding his stride the last 2 games. The Broncos offense is putting up points. They're looking better. They're not, I don't think they're clicking as much as they did last year, even with him as a rookie, but they're looking more now like they did last year. So again, AJ Brown has to get himself in the headlines again. He just had to say something, and he's not involved.
Yeah,
and
let's go.
When this happens, the coach, because just the coach is like, oh, we got to throw AJ the ball 11 times. Well, here's the thing. If Patrick Surtain is traveling with AJ, they wouldn't be wise to throw the ball to AJ 10 times. That's my guess. If Surtain, who I think is the best corner in the league, follows him. With that said, if he doesn't, watch him throw this guy like 12 balls. But the Broncos have a really good pass rush. I think Nick Benito right now has the best win rate per rush, like rushing the quarterback. So this game I feel is going to be close. Broncos might have the lead late, but I like the Eagles to pull it out late in the game again, like they always seem to do. And the cover's 3.5, which worries me because I could see the Eagles winning by a field goal. So I like the Eagles money line, but I'm only a little skeptical about covering the 3.5 because the Eagles have been in so many close games this year, and the Broncos defense have kept all the games close or they've shut somebody down.
All right. Yeah, the model. Okay, now we're in alignment with the model a bit. It's predicting a close game. And it's, if you look at the stats, it's like the Denver Broncos are like 10th offense, 11th defense, and the Eagles by by yardage and stuff are like, the 20th and 20th or something like that. So it's like the model is kind of like this, analyzing the stats, and it's seeing like, yeah, the Broncos should put up a challenge here. But it says the Eagles winning, but only, it's basically even. It's like 0. It's like less than a point.
The other that you might want to look at here, over 43.5. I like that.
All right, yeah.
See a
you like the over?
Eagles win, or 27-23. Like,
yeah, I think
over.
Yeah, I think I'll bet some crazy parlays on
this year. Don't quote me. I thought I went back and wrote this down. I think the Eagles have hit the over in most of their games. I'd have to go back and look, so don't quote me on that. But I thought I was looking at that when I chose to pick the over. Because the Broncos aren't going to get shut out. They're going to get some points. They score. They get there.
All right, cool.
They find a score.
Yeah, so I think I'll look into like an Eagles win but don't cover and they go over style bet, which like usually has like a crazy payoff. That'd be fun. Fun one on that one. What's next?
Dolphins Panthers. Boy, everybody's
all right.
Can't wait to do this one. All right, I think losing Tyreek Hill maybe helps the Dolphins a little bit. I feel like they have a little bit of that. I have to force the ball to Hill. Just like if we have to make sure Hill gets his touches so he doesn't turn into AJ Brown. And I feel like Tua, because of his height and because of Hill's height, the trajectory of the ball has often come in low because he's got to keep the ball lower for Hill, and Tua's already short. And that's why a lot of balls for Tua get knocked down at the line, intercepted by linebackers and D linemen, or he misses Hill on the passes because they're both short. So I think Hill being out could get Miami to use their 2 good running backs more. And Waller stepped in and was a monster at tight end last game against the Jets with 2 touchdowns first game back. He's always been an athlete. I just thought he was a rapper for a few years. And then they get, if Waddle's healthy, he can still be the speedster, and they get other people involved. I think Miami can still win this game. I like Miami's 2 edge rushers, Chubb and I can't remember the other name. I like them. Panthers, I still just not sold on them. I think they stay down in that warm weather in the South, so it's not like Miami's going somewhere cold.
Defense, you meant?
Yeah, I think Miami can win this. I think they can pull off 2 wins in a row.
All right. Yeah, the model likes Miami in this one. And it has them winning by 3. So we're going to cover
-1.
too?
Might as well take them to cover.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. I don't know what to
Cool.
say.
Miami to cover.
I mean,
What else? Cool. Models in agreement.
Patriots put up 40-some points against the Panthers last week. Texans, Ravens. All right.
What's going on here?
Lamar Jackson. They say he's doubtful. Not sure he'll play. I don't think he should play. Honestly, this is your season on the line. Not if you lose this game. Your season's on the line if Lamar Jackson has a hamstring injury and he goes out there and rips it. And it's John Harbaugh's fault. And I'll make this really fast. He's stat padding Lamar to try to get Lamar another MVP. But that ship sailed. He's not. You can't start 1-3, be injured, possibly not play, and then still be in the MVP voting. So all the people
just games.
He's gone. He's out of the MVP voting. I don't care what he comes back and does for the rest of the year. But they were stat padding him. There's no reason why when you're inside the 10-yard line on first down, you're rolling Lamar Jackson out because you're trying to get him a passing touchdown or trying to get him a rushing touchdown. You have Derrick Henry in the backfield. They are doing with Lamar kind of like what the Eagles do with Hurts. When they get inside the 3, instead of just giving the ball to Saquon and let him take those big hits, they just do the tush push. And I know it's 99% automatic. But again, with Lamar, it's extra hits and extra sprints he doesn't need to do. But because they're trying to stat pad him, they put him in these positions. And now he's injured. And now Derrick Henry's now what are you going to do? Now turn around and give Derrick the ball 30 times a game? So they got 14. Listen to this. The Ravens, who I think have the worst defense in the NFL in my mind right now, which is crazy. They got 14 players in the red. 14. Whether it's IR, out, doubtful, whatever. 14. And they're already giving up like 30 points a game, 30-some points a game. I mean, the only team that didn't put up 30 against the Ravens, I think, was the Browns. And that was the first game of the week, season. So usually offenses are a little off the first game. They were like, Kansas City went in there, and that was like their get-right game. I mean, they went in there and made Mahomes look like MVP Mahomes again. I mean, he hasn't looked that good in a game in probably 2 seasons. So I don't know, man. I think the Texans' defense is legit. I would take the Texans' money line. I think the Texans' offense is going to get right. I think C.J. Stroud's going to have his big game this week. I don't like the Ravens. I mean, they've been blown out at home already this year.
I was surprised by the spread. I mean, because Lamar Jackson's not playing, but the Ravens are actually getting 1.5 points.
No, it's huge. Yeah, the Ravens are getting 1.5, and I don't even like it with the 1.5. That tells you. Remember when you and I had the conversation the other day, and I was like, when was the last time Kansas City was an underdog at home? Remember they were the underdog at home?
Yeah. And
now look, the Ravens are an underdog at home. When was the last time the Ravens were an underdog?
Yeah, you're like something's broken here.
Yeah, maybe
lose that game. I don't remember. Let's go back. But the model obviously doesn't know that Lamar Jackson's hurt, and so it's picking them the wins. But so this is like a weird one. I probably agree with your.
I mean, if you want to stay away from this one, I'm okay to stay away because, I mean,
you never know.
I don't see the Ravens' backup quarterback coming in and putting up. He might have to put up 25, 30 points to win, just because.
The Ravens have second worst defense, and they're only winning on the backs of the offense. So it's
Houston is a top 5 defense. Houston's only Houston's only giving up 280 yards a game. So you're asking a backup quarterback to come in and against a good defense. Oh, not to mention Houston's also the number 1 scoring defense in the league. They only give up 12 points a game. So you're asking a backup quarterback to come in with a shit defense, and you want him to put up
it's going to be
25 to win the game. Only way Ravens win this game is if they give Henry the ball 40 times and he goes off for one of those 200-yard games, which is not going to happen because Houston's not.
No, the Texans versus the rush are probably.
So I like the Texans on the money line, or the Texans to cover. But I wouldn't judge you for staying away from this just because the Reds are a big question mark.
Let's go for some short things. Let's keep looking,
Because, look, they could put Lamar in, and he could just hand the ball off to Henry, and just by having Lamar in the game, he's still a threat. And he's, I don't know. That's the question mark. It's like we need to know what Lamar's status is for game time. So if you're going to bet this, maybe it's one of those ones where you hold off all the way to last minute and say, okay, Lamar's out. Now let's take Houston to cover. So going on to the next game, another good Buccaneers Seahawks. I think this is the game when we really find out if the Seahawks are for real or not. I looked at who they played. I'm not impressed. And they just lost to San Francisco again, who's banged up. They beat the Steelers. That's what everybody's hanging their hat on for the Seahawks. Oh, they beat the Steelers. Okay. The Steelers had a kickoff muff for a touchdown when they were winning. And the Seahawks somehow had two guys in the end zone decide they wanted to fight over the ball, and it goes into the defensive guy's hands. Luck like that in the NFL doesn't go your way. The ball doesn't bounce your way every week. And the Seahawks, this is the game where they either show that they're good, because all they've really beaten is the Cardinals and Saints. The Steelers game was an anomaly. But the Bucs are for real. And I have faith in Baker. He's the cardiac kid.
He's playing? I know he was like questionable, but Baker's playing.
They said he's playing. I read something this morning. Now here's the thing for Egbuka. This is where the rookie can really step in and shine, because Evans is out and Egbuka is going to come in, and then he can make a stake. This could be a big game for him to start working towards Offensive Rookie of the Year. I like the Bucs getting the 3.5 points. Like they're giving Bucs 3.5. I know the 12, and it's hard to play in Seattle, but yeah, like I kind of like I kind of like the Bucs in this one. I think they're going to pull it. I think this is where Seattle gets exposed, that they were a one game fluke and they're not really competing against the better team.
I mean, it's like Sam Darnold had like a good season last year, and maybe he's making it work. They're getting better every game, maybe, but the model likes the Bucs. We won money on the Bucs,
bro, because
the model likes the Bucs here too.
49ers team that's missing a third of their team. Like they're pulling guys out of Stanford. They're going down to Stanford University and like, hey man, can you come in and help our team out? They're just pulling guys off the street down there in San Francisco. They got so many injuries.
Yeah. So this is all right. This is probably a bet for us to get Buccaneers with some points there.
Maybe I think this is the game where Sam Darnold gets exposed. The Buccaneers have a very fast defense. Hassan Reddick, Levante David. I think they're going to get to him.
All right, what else is happening?
Lions Bengals. This one will take 15 seconds. I'm taking the Lions to come. The Bengals have scored 76-13 in their last two games. They're the worst 2-2 team in the NFL, and they might be the worst 2-2 team I can remember ever seeing.
Yeah.
They're one win against Jacksonville. Okay, Burrow was in that game, and I think Chase had like 100 yards receiving while Burrow was in the game, and then Jake Browning came in, and Jake threw 3 interceptions, but they still pulled it out somehow. And with no Joe Burrow, Chase is only averaging 35 yards a game. That's not going to get it done. That Chase is probably pissed. Like, if I'm Burrow and Chase, I'm out of Cincy after this year. I'm like, yo, just take your money back. We're packing up. We're going somewhere where they want to have an offensive line to protect my quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, Lions to cover against a bad team was our winning bet last week, so we can make that bet again. The model has the Lions winning by 14, so should be good.
I think the Lions are going to put up 40 plus on the Bengals.
Yeah.
And the weather's supposed to be nice in Cincinnati. It's supposed to be nice this weekend, like 75 and so.
All
right, Commanders and Chargers.
All right, what's happening here?
Okay, the Commanders have no running back. Okay, they got rid of their running back in the offseason, sent him to San Francisco. They put all their chips in on an injured.
Actually, their fourth string running back or whoever's playing is my RB2 in my one fantasy league.
Jeremy McNichols. Yeah. Jeremy McNichols against the Raiders, sure. Jeremy McNichols against the Chargers, not so sure. Okay.
But no, I got. But anyway.
Jaden Daniels is coming back, so that should spark them. They got 3 receivers that are questionable. So his questionable doesn't mean much. That's just, all right, we're toying with you or whatever. But here's the thing. It's in LA. And the Chargers are coming off an embarrassing loss against the Giants and a rookie quarterback. I don't see Harbaugh losing this game one way or another. That defense is going to show up. Daniels is going to have to play lights out to win this game because Nichols is not running for $125 and 2 touchdowns against the Chargers. That's not happening. And the Chargers are at home, so I like them to bounce back and cover the 2.5.
Okay.
Not sure what you're.
Yeah, it's weird. This is one too where I'm like, I think it's the time of season where the model is weighting heavily the first 4 games, but if the teams happen to play teams with, really bad or really good offenses or defenses, it's like, oh, like it's getting confused a bit. But anyway, the model has Washington winning by a lot in every single run. So it's kind of a weird one.
They're going off of last Washington.
Yeah, it's like confused. So I don't. That's actually one of the lines I looked at, and I was like, that makes me feel like something's broken. And I'll double check it before I post the stats for the week. But yeah, it doesn't like the Chargers at all in that game. Which
Chargers are one of the few teams that top 7 offense and defense. They're in the top. They're in the top quarter for both offense and defense. I know the Chargers. I'm looking one thing for quick. Yeah, Washington.
Yeah,
not sold. Not sold right now because I don't believe Washington has a true run game. I think they relied a little bit on the run and the gimmicky stuff with Mariota when they played the Raiders. But I just don't. Look, I love Jaden Daniels. I just don't know if he can, coming off an injury, put everything on his back and go up against a stout team. Like maybe he needed a little warm up. Maybe a New Orleans Saints game for Jaden Daniels coming back would have been nice. But I like the Chargers. But if they're that hard on the Commanders, then let it go. Whatever. It's just one game.
Yeah. All right. We'll bet on something else. The model's seeing something there. All right. What's left?
Patriots, Bills. I'm taking the Bills to cover 7.5. They're too much of a team for the Pats. The Pats, I don't care how many points the Pats put up against the Panthers last week. That was the Panthers. Like the Pats turned the ball over 6 times against the Steelers. Bills are going to be quick. Bills are getting a little healthier on defense. Okay, here's the stat for you. The lead running back for the Patriots has 124 yards, 25 yards. Josh Allen has 160. And Cook has over 400. So, like, this fake running back by committee in the Patriots, this ain't the old Patriots of old where they didn't really have one single star on offense except Gronk, and they just kind of spread. Like, May has a lot of passing yards, but it's a lot of it came against Carolina. A lot of it came in games when they're getting beat up. But I like the Bills to cover. This is one of those games where the Bills, all those years losing to the Patriots, they can just continue to beat the Patriots' ass. And it's kind of like making up. It's kind of like when there you go, Jay. You have like an older brother who just beats on you your whole life, right? And then all of a sudden you hit the gym and you're 24 and you look down on it, you're like Hulk smash. And you're like, I'm just doing it just because for those other 10 years. So the Bills just need to pound every single time they play them just to let them know we dominate now. The Brady.
Yeah.
Era. So I like the Bills to cover.
Yeah, the model has the Bills by about 8.5, and last line I saw was 8.5. So I think it's right there. But it is statistically matching up well because if the Bills have a vulnerability, it's their rushing defense. But like you said, the Patriots can't take advantage.
Injuries, but I think they get 2 back. They're again, and Bosa's having a good season. He's quietly, sneakily having a good season over there. Matt Milano was the key. When the Bills can get their speed back on their interior guys, they'll be fine.
All right. So we like to win, but mine is you like to cover, but that line might be a little scary. We'll see how it plays out.
So Chiefs and Jaguars Monday. Chiefs are the favorite on the road in Jacksonville, but that doesn't surprise me because all the Chief lovers and Mahomes lovers and cheeseburger eating Andy Reid's, they saw that game against the Ravens, and now everybody's just going to be super high and say, "Oh, the Chiefs are back. They're getting their wide receivers back." Well, you know what? I I'm not buying their world beaters. They're back that way, okay? Because everybody's dropping 40 on the Ravens these days. But I will say the Chiefs looked a little bit more dynamic and a little less predictable. And Xavier Worthy's speed does add an element. And I just don't think the Jaguars have enough experience on their team right now. Lawrence is not a leader, and their coach is. I think their coach just gets out coached by Andy Reid, and it's prime time Monday night. Like, I don't even know what Mahomes' record is in prime time games, but I would venture to say he probably wins 85% of them, if not 90% of them, without looking it up.
Are the Chiefs going to cover 3.5?
Oh, I like the Chiefs to win by. Yeah, I by 4. Right. I got that game 30-16 Chiefs on my little.
Oh, okay. I didn't run the over/under. By the way, like the over/under model, even though maybe it makes like it's won the past 2 weeks like 80%, and I was like, oh, maybe I should start running this and betting on it again.
Well,
but I haven't run it yet.
So I got this little number up here. I wrote this little number up here. It's a weird little thing. In week 1, 7 teams didn't hit the over/under. 7 teams didn't hit the over.
Went over. Okay. 7 games.
And in week 2, 2 teams didn't hit the over. In week 3, 7 teams didn't.
Went under. Okay.
Yeah. 2 didn't. So it's like.
This week 7 is like every other week.
But it's like the first.
Like,
People aren't hitting the under. Second week, teams are scoring a lot, right? Like, I mean, not scoring a lot.
Yeah.
It's like in a pattern.
The bettors are messing up every other week too, like when they're setting the line.
Yeah, so it's like sketchy. Like, I want to see if it continues that trend of like 7-2, 7-2, or 6-2, 6-2, 6-2. So, like, does that mean that this week only 2 teams won't hit the over? Because the NFL teams are scoring. Like, I think I came up with a stat last week where they're scoring like an average of, it's like 20. The average score is like 23 point something. Scoring is up. And one, it's because these kickers can kick every 60 yards nowadays. Everybody. With the new kickoff system, you're getting the ball right there. You need like 25 yards and you're kicking a field goal. And all these prima donna defensive players and this new culture is, we're up 2 scores in the 4th. We don't have any pride. We don't want to go out there and shut somebody down. Let's just go into prevent, let them walk right down the field and score. We just kneel, the game's over. There's no pride anymore on having a lead and saying, we don't want them to score any more points in the 4th. I don't care that it's garbage time. It's like this almost every game. Like if you're in fantasy football, you're like, all right, last 2 minutes, my team's losing by 3 scores, but guess what? I got the wide receiver. They're just going to leave them open. I just got another 4 points and I won. Like, it's too easy. They just let the offensive walk up and down the field. They pick and choose when they want to play defense. That's the sad part. That's what I see team across the league nowadays.
We skipped the Cardinals.
Nobody cares at the end about giving up points.
Did we skip the Cardinals-Titans game?
Did we? Oh, yeah, we did. I went from Ravens to Seahawks. My bad.
All right, what's going on
Titans offense is atrocious.
The last one.
They're completely atrocious. They got one name player on defense. Like, and I like to think I know a lot of players, but it's like I look at their defense and I'm like, who, and who, right? The Cardinals, they're not world beaters, but I would take them on money line only because their offense is not exactly anything to write home about.
Yeah, running backs hurt. Yeah.
So I would take the Cardinals money line. That's it. Or I would stay away from that game because, I mean, the Cardinals are just laying eggs on offense. Like they're just shit in the bed consistently. And thank God Marvin Harrison got a touchdown last week because I was this close to dropping him and picking up Jordan Addison. I was this close, that close, for him being off the roster and gone. But he scored that touchdown, and I said, I don't need a touchdown.
Yeah, they're eking. But I'm looking at the Cardinals season. They're eking by wins against bad teams.
Yeah, they're barely beating bad teams. So what do you have now?
I mean, the Titans. Yeah. So
Now you
yeah,
have
the
arguably
cover 8
the
points
worst
is quite.
in the NFL.
Yeah.
So are they just going to win by like 4 or 5 again? Or are they actually going to, is Kyler Murray and whatever the hell's going on down there with their coach, are they actually going to be able, dude, they got weapons. He has weapons. I know they don't have Connor at running back, but Trey Sermon's, he was leading their team in rushing anyways, even when Connor went down. So I don't know what the deal is in down there in Arizona, but their offense is
It's like, can the Titans score 14 points? Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, but then the
Win,
Cardinals
but not cover.
17.
Okay. The model has them covering, but we'll see. Yeah, maybe we'll
Covering
just bet a money line.
half?
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. Where am I? It has Cardinals winning by 10. Yeah, and by at least 8 every run. But the model likes the Cardinals. It's been
10 points. I might take the Titans.
This is the thing, like, where the model, like, just picking the model blindly isn't great, but it can help you think. So if you look back every week, I think that it's high on the Cardinals, and then the Cardinals aren't performing, and maybe because it's still waiting last year a bit, but it kind of just like, likes the matchups or is expecting and we can make a judgment. Like, do we agree? Do we expect the Cardinals to turn around and actually start, scoring points again, or no? Is it like?
I think the Cardinals have played their 3 easiest opponents for the year. Like, if I look at the Cardinals, right? We'll make this really fast. I know you want to keep it to. So I'm just gonna go because we're literally talking about a Cardinals Titans game, right? Nobody cares.
It's good. Let's go deep.
They played the Saints, the Panthers, and they barely lost to the Seahawks. And they lost by 1 point to the 49ers, who aren't blowing anybody out, right? So let that sink in. Now they have the Titans. And then after that, it goes Colts, Packers, Cowboys, Niners, Buccaneers, Rams, Texans, Rams. Like, those are the Cardinals better win this game because they might only win 1 or 2 more games the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Like, their schedule, that's the end. Like, they had all their fluff at the top, man. It's kind of like the coffee. It's kind of like a Guinness, you got all the dark stuff at the bottom, all the nastiness. You just got that nice little bit of cream at the top. That was their schedule. They got a couple cream puffs in the beginning and a couple easy games. And now, man, I don't see the Cardinals winning more than 2 games after this game the rest of the season. So
are they one of those teams that, like, magically keeps it close against good teams when they play? They didn't. I mean, I'm looking at last year's stats, but it was kind of tough. I think they're hard to pin down.
Look, the Cardinals have always been a team that plays the NFC West tough. When they're playing their divisional opponents, for whatever reason, they've always been. But that division's always been like that. Seahawks, Niners play tough. Rams, Niners play tough. Like, that division, they always play each other tough. It's kind of like the AFC North. When everybody's healthy, a healthy Burrow, a healthy Lamar, even the Browns beat the Ravens and Lamar several times. But that's it. Like, outside of their own division and a win against the Saints and probably a win against the Titans, they're not doing it. Sure. Cardinals.
Yeah. All right.
They might as well just enjoy the nice winner.
I'm gonna this video is live. It'll get posted. I'm gonna have the AI root through the transcript and write up Jeremy's notes and then post the model picks sometime before the weekend. So go to Underdogs.win, click on the picks button. We do the Thursday picks for free, so you'll see a post there about our Thursday points, and we'll picks analysis, and we'll try to figure out a bet for the Thursday game. But it's only $5 for a full year. Underdogs win if you want the whole season. Some people checked out that aren't in our family, Jeremy. It's awesome. Like, I think we. All right.
October baseball. Let's go. I need a New York
win. Yeah.
All right.
Good luck.
All right, buddy.
All right. See ya. Bye, man.